Bună ziua și bine ați venit! Sunt Adrian Seceleanu, jurnalist ZF și gazda dumneavoastră la o ediție specială a emisiunii ZF Live, transmisă de la DevTalks, cea mai importantă conferință dedicată dezvoltatorilor de software și profesioniștilor din IT. Am amenajat un studio chiar aici, în holul conferinței DevTalks, care are loc în București, într-unul din turnurile Global Wars. Este a treia zi în care transmitem live de aici. DevTalks a revenit în format offline, păstrând însă și modulul online. Aici sunt câteva sute de oameni la conferință, sunt însă și câteva scene virtuale și câteva mii de participanți care s-au conectat online la conferință. Este a treia zi, cum spuneam, și ultima în care transmitem live de aici, de la DevTalks, și în primele 2 zile am discutat cu mai mulți participanți la conferință, cu reprezentanții ai unora dintre cele mai mari companii de IT active pe piața din România, pentru a vedea atât ce se discută aici în cadrul conferinței, cât și care sunt cele mai importante tendințe din industria de IT și care sunt temele care îi preocupă pe cei care activează în această industrie. Continuăm, bineînțeles, să facem acest lucru și pe durata acestei zile. Vom avea mai mulți invitați, la fel ca în zilele trecute. Vom alterna între română și engleză. Nu cred că este o problemă. Engleza este limba industriei de IT, este un lucru frecvent să vorbim și română și engleză. Sperăm nu romgleză pe durata acestei emisiuni și îmi face plăcere să vă anunț și primul invitat care este alături de noi chiar aici în studioul amenajat la DevTalks. Este vorba de domnul Ovidiu Sutac, care este director Country Head EPAM Romania, și cu el vom discuta în limba engleză. So, hello and thank you very much for joining us today.
Hello, nice to meet you here and thank you for the invitation.
First of all, please tell us a few words about the company. What is EPAM doing and what kind of operations does it have here in Romania?
Sure. EPAM, it's a very large company globally, having more than 40,000 employees all over the world. And it's focusing on delivering digital services and consult activities for our clients that are based either in US or in Europe. In Romania, we entered around 2 years ago, exactly when the pandemic situation started. So we built from scratch the entire company in online. The start was a little bit harder due to this situation, but
because I guess nobody knew what's happening, what's going to be.
Exactly. First 6 months basically were like a general freeze. Either clients nor our candidates and employees didn't want to make any change, and only after 6 months, probably you remember that moment, September 2020, when things started to resume a little bit, slowly, and since then we managed to grow in Romania for more than 420 employees. We are following the general path of EPAM Global, and our plans are to continue growing and building up here a strong technological company, helping also the entire tech company in Romania.
That's quite a performance to reach 400 employees in such difficult times and unknown times.
Indeed, but I think what we bring new into the market are the our expertise, our products and our projects that are using the latest frameworks and technologies. As well with the possibility for our employees to grow. Recently we also started our junior programs, first for Java. Now we started with front end, and quality assurance will be the next one. We are committed to help our community to grow and grow more and more people into the technology.
Now that you mentioned Java, let me ask you, what kind of technical skills are you looking for the people you are recruiting or looking to recruit?
Well, first of all, we are looking for any type of profiles, because our range of projects offer possibility for anyone to find a place to work. for different level of seniorities, from junior to chief engineers to solution architects, so on and so forth. But mainly, indeed, we are looking for, we are focusing on growing the cloud practice with all the flavors, GCP, AWS, Azure, as well with data engineers, data analysts, as well with front end, either React or JavaScript or Angular, as well with business analysts, quality assurance, .NET developers, basically anything that we can grow, basically.
Okay. Now I think it's a natural question. What do you think about the edition of this year of DevTalks, about the subjects that were discussed here, and also if you can share what kind of topics have you addressed here at the conference?
First of all, I'm very pleased to see that this year is the first year after 2 years since this kind of conference can be made at least in hybrid mode, right? And I'm very happy to see here a lot of participants being present in person. And the feeling is definitely different comparing with being online, and the engagement is totally different. The topics are very, very interesting. My colleague, Paul Bran, just delivered an hour ago the speech talking about how we can engage our clients and deliver the products for them, maintaining the trust and partnership with him. I'm extremely happy to be part of this conference, and we are going to be always present.
I guess everyone got at least a little bit fed up with online-only conferences and staring at a screen, being behind the camera all the time. It's time to reconnect.
Physically.
Yes, to discuss face-to-face, to shake hands, to look at each other and sense what the other is thinking about the topics. Let me ask you also related to the conference and what we discussed until now, which are the main trends that you see in the industry on a general level?
I think digitalization continues to be the main trend at this point. Probably also because of the pandemic situation, a lot of customers changed their vision and trying to digitalize their environments, their work, their way of doing things. But on top of that, I think cloud and data maintain the stage, keep up the stage pretty good. Okay,
you said earlier that you are planning to continue the expansion of your office here in Romania, so I'm wondering if you can share, if you are looking to other cities, and how about the work model? A hot topic we sensed on the market is if companies are going to force or ask programmers to come back to the office, or they can keep working from remote locations. What's your take on this?
Yes, from the very beginning, when we entered Romania, and this was basically something that we as EPAM believed even before COVID, that we can do things remotely. And we have our own brand, EPAM Anywhere, where basically we put in place a lot of tools that allows people to fully work remotely. We started to recruit anywhere in Romania. We didn't focus on any particular city, and we are going to continue in the same way. Indeed, because probably the IT market, half of it is based in Bucharest, we see that half of our employees are coming from Bucharest, but the rest are spread all over the country. And we plan to continue staying full remote. We are not asking our employees to come at work. Our clients are very happy with our employees staying at home, working from anywhere, from Black Sea, from the mountains, from anywhere in the Europe, according with the legislation, of course. This is our vision.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us today and for sharing your thoughts and your plans. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much as well, and good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you very much. Vă mulțumim foarte mult pentru că sunteți alături de noi. Așa cum spuneam, urmăriți o ediție specială ZF Live, transmisă de la DevTalks, cea mai importantă conferință dedicată dezvoltatorilor software și profesioniștilor din IT. Am vorbit cu domnul Ovidiu Sutac, care este director și Country Head EPAM Romania. Domnul Ovidiu Sutac ne-a spus că firma are în continuare planuri de recrutare pe piața locală. De asemenea, compania rămâne în mod full remote, nu le va cere angajaților să se întoarcă la birou. Deci dacă vă gândiți să aplicați pentru un job la EPAM, puteți fi liniștit, compania nu vă va solicita să vă să mergeți la birou, să veniți la birou. De asemenea, am discutat despre trenduri și unul dintre cele remarcate de invitatul nostru a fost cel de digitalizare. Mergem mai departe cu discuțiile noastre prin care încercăm să surprindem cele mai importante evenimente, cele mai importante subiecte dezbătute la DevTalks și îmi face plăcere să o introduc pe Adriana Wahl, care este Executive Director Digital Technology Center Site Lead pentru Estée Lauder Companies. Hello and thank you very much for joining us.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon. It's past 12, so yeah. Thank you so much for having me here. It's really a great event. ELC is for the first time present here in person. We actually have a booth at this event, and we've been on the main stage and the virtual stage. So it's impressive, the entire work that's behind, and how we migrated from virtual last year to now in person and virtual.
Thank you very much again, as I said, for joining us today. Let's start by discussing a little bit about what you are doing here in Romania. What is the center? What kind of activities are there related here in Romania?
Definitely. So I'll start with a short intro because I don't think everyone identifies IT with Estée Lauder. So I do work for the Estée Lauder companies, also known as ELC. And it is the global leader in prestige beauty, and we are delighting our customers with transformative products and experiences, inspiring them to express their individual beauty. So Estée Lauder companies, it's a different kind of a company. We have a 75 legacy of putting our values into action, placing people, positive impact and inclusivity at the heart of everything we do. And that's what makes us a beauty-inspired, value-driven company. We are the only company focused solely on the prestige makeup, skincare, fragrance, and hair care, with a very diverse portfolio of 25 brands sold in approximately 150 countries and territories. So, because we are speaking about IT, at ELC, technology touches virtually every part of the prestige beauty. Our technologists are delivering breakthrough solutions to provide our global consumers with innovative and seamless experiences across now mobile, in-store, or online. So why not Bucharest? We established this digital technology center to expand the technology capability and presence globally as part of our goal to further accelerate these innovations and, as always, to continue to elevate the consumer experience. And we are investing. So overall, we are investing in a variety of geographical locations worldwide, such as Bucharest, and that's going to only help us, will enable us to further build this diverse experience that is reflecting in the diverse needs of our global consumers. So we are here in Bucharest now bringing a select critical relevant skills in-house to allow us build innovative and differentiating capabilities. And I would like to say that Bucharest Digital Technology Center is like a startup that has the power of VLC behind it. We have the end-to-end IT product delivery and engineering teams that support innovation, the digital transformation across all areas, marketing, R&D, supply chain, you name it. So by expanding our technology capability and presence around the world, we are able to accelerate innovation and also continue to elevate the consumer experience and, of course, ultimately drive competitive advantage.
Thank you.
Sorry, long answer.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this. I was wondering what kind of activities are you having here, and what else can you share about what's happening here at your center in Bucharest? Is it any different to work for Estée Lauder companies than working for, I don't know, a cloud company or any other company, cybersecurity? What can you share?
I can't compare with the other companies because I haven't been part of their culture, and I've never worked for those that you just mentioned. So probably it's different. Every time you move from one company to another, I'm sure the experience is different. When it comes to technology, for us, technology is really important, and we are investing in everything that's we think is relevant to make us be at the right competitive level and to bring the relevant skills to innovate. So, most probably it is different. Most probably people don't yet relate IT to ELC, but I hope now with our presence here on the local market, because we've only recently opened up the center, people would get to know more of us and what we are doing.
Thank you for that. I saw that Estée Lauder is supporting the Women in Tech stage and was present also on the main stage. Can you share with us, let's say, 3 key ideas that you were discussing at this event, and also our audience would be can hear from you?
Yeah. Well, of course, our focus for this speech was related to digital. We see that the technology powers right now every part of the prestige beauty experience, from providing consumers the best virtual try-on experience in store or online, to enabling our factories worldwide to consistently produce the high-quality product. So some of the examples of ELC global technology innovations are, let's say, ELC is entering the metaverse. Maybe not everyone is familiar with this, but Estée Lauder was the exclusive beauty partner of the Decentraland Metaverse Fashion Week in March this year. And we had up to 10,000 visitors to the EL virtual store, where we were able to, the visitors were able to receive the Advanced Night Repair NFT and apply the serum to give their avatar a glowing look. So that was a really, really cool new innovative thing. And if people want to know more about it, they can find it on social media. But with the NFT drop, this marks a pivotal point for Estée Lauder in how we reach and engage new and existing customers in the metaverse. Also, recently, Clinique launched the Metaverse More Like Us campaign and Meta Optimism NFT to modernize loyalty. So the brand gave 3 shoppers who are signed to its rewards program and shared their stories of optimism on social media a chance to win free products for 10 years. So in a nutshell, not to go into too many details, these were the topics we pretty much covered, and more. Probably people have access on the online recorded version if they want to see a bit from a glance of our presentations.
Thank you very much for joining us today and for sharing with us some key ideas of your topics that you addressed here at the conference, and also for sharing what your company is doing here. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we are looking forward to talk again and see how you are developing here in Romania.
Thank you as well. Have a very nice day.
Thank you. Am discutat așadar am continuat discuțiile noastre despre ce se întâmplă aici la DevTalks și am discutat cu Adriana Wahl, care este Executive Director Digital Technology Center Site Lead pentru companiile Estée Lauder aici în România. Unul dintre lucrurile pe care le-am reținut este că Estée Lauder se uită inclusiv la noile tehnologii precum Metaverse, NFT, încearcă să rămână conectată la tot ceea ce înseamnă acest lucru în dezvoltarea tehnologiilor pe care le folosește compania. Transmitem în continuare live și continuăm discuțiile de aici, din studioul amenajat chiar aici pe holurile conferinței DevTalks, cea mai importantă conferință dedicată dezvoltatorilor de software și profesioniștilor din IT, care are loc în București, într-unul din turnurile Global Worth din Pipera. Mergem mai departe cu discuția și sunt foarte bucuros să-l avem alături de noi pe domnul Kolarik, care este vicepreședinte pentru IT și operațiuni în cadrul BCR. Hello and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Mulțumesc pentru invitație.
Nu cred că prima întrebare trebuie să fie la fel ca în cazul celorlalți invitații. Cred că toată lumea știe despre BCR. Este una dintre cele mai mari bănci locale și mi-am dat seama că am trecut la limba română, fără să-mi dau seama. Sorry for that. You answered me in Romanian and then I switched.
Yeah, of course. No, that's good. It works for me, so I'm beginning to understand Romanian.
Okay, I was just saying that.
No, I got it. I got it. Yeah.
Great, but you can say a few words about, I think, the IT operations here.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. And yeah, like last time we talked, I said I just came to Romania, and I will start learning. So I'm now at an entry level grade, so to say.
Okay.
So why are we here? Yeah, why are we here at DevTalks? We are here because banks have become IT companies. Yeah, and George. We have over 1 million customers in George, and I just did the calculation before now. Every second we have 50 people, customers visiting us in George. So we are like Twitter, like Facebook. We are an online company with a massive feed of data, and that has of course transformed the company. My background is software development. I'm an IT person. And having me in the board of a bank is actually also a sign that banks are beginning to change and beginning to be transformed into technology companies. And you can imagine that these over 1 million customers, they generate a lot of traffic, they generate a lot of load on our systems, and they also generate a lot of data that we take very serious and that we handle very responsibly. And we also learn a lot from our customers in the digital space. So it's, I would say, for an IT guy like me, and for all our IT and girls, and we have over 500 of them, it's a very interesting time and place to be in technology, in banking. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the extensive introduction and answering a lot of questions I didn't have to ask. And now I'll continue to talk in English. I'm not going to ask you again in Romanian a question. So you are an IT guy, you said. What do you say about the DevTalks this year, about the topics that were addressed here, and what kind of subjects were you addressing here at DevTalks?
Yeah. So we believe when we come to DevTalks, not in managers like me. We believe in having real tech people on the stage. We were sponsoring the web stage and giving some insights into development tools that we use. And one of the advantages if you join BCR as a developer is we have a broad spectrum of tools. So of course we are also using the most modern tools. We're using JavaScript frameworks like React, like Angular. George is an Angular application for those who didn't find out now or who want to know. But we have, of course, also the machine. We have a modern core banking system based on Oracle technology. and we have an API layer. So we have a core banking which is basically surrounded by an API layer that we developed with modern technology, with Spring Boot in this case, also with Spring frameworks. What we can provide to people who are interested in technology is a broad spectrum of technology, from proven stuff like Oracle up to modern JavaScript, Java frameworks, web technology. And maybe the interesting part, I am an engineer, so if I think how an engineer thinks, a lot of data. Yeah, we have a lot of data, and we have a lot of real-time knowledge how we use the data. You can imagine if you have 50 customers per second on your digital channel in George. What we do, for example, is we do A/B testing. So we part of the software that we develop, we test in real time in production. Let's imagine we are not sure how to place a button, or a certain feature on the app. So we roll it out to maybe 10% of our customers, so 100,000, and in real time we can measure how people like the feature compared to the rest. And then we can say, okay, this feature is a good feature, we keep it, or this feature is not a good idea, so we leave it. So it's a different form of, and a very interesting form of software development, of also of testing, and of running such a big channel.
Thank you for sharing this. And now I'm very curious to learn from you which are the main trends that you see in the industry, and also what's happening in the banking. And I'm asking you in the context of what you said earlier, that now IT is in the board. It's not a support function as it was many years ago. Now we see merging the business and IT departments. Who knows who is working where and what is doing. So I'm curious, what do you see? What do you expect?
So one big topic, let's stay a bit on the tech side, is cloud, obviously. I didn't check in detail, but I think we are the first bank in Romania who has the digital channel now fully in the cloud. So we moved the biggest part of George technology to AWS, to Amazon Web Services. I was at the banking conference and I was saying AWS, and then everybody came to me and said, "Are you in the cloud or not? What is AWS?" So here I don't need to explain.
Yeah,
people know what AWS is.
Yes.
So that's a revolution, in a sense, because when we start with the channels, it will also mean that other parts of our systems will become cloud ready, will be migrated to the cloud in the next years. So there's also.
Can I ask you a consumer grade question? Let's say. Why is it important for the customers that you moved into the cloud, into AWS?
Very good question. What the cloud provides to us is more scalability. I told you we have 50 customers a second. We want to be ready for 100. And in the cloud, getting a new server in the cloud takes you maybe, let's say, 20 seconds. Getting a new server in the conventional setup takes you a bit longer. Yeah. You can imagine. So scalability, is the tech term that's used for that. And the other thing is redundancy. So when for example, we're using a cloud data center cluster in Amazon, which means you immediately get 3 data centers. And normally your banks tend to think in this one data center, for production and the other one for recovery. And in the cloud, we think in zones. So you multiply the availability. These are the 2 customer benefits. And of course, for engineers, it's the thing to be. If you're an engineer, that's an area where you want to be, because it's the future. So this is the cloud topic, and the other one, and you already mentioned it, goes more in the direction of how we work as a company. We work. So there is no, like you said, there is no more IT does something as an internal service provider with SLAs for business rights specification. We are all in the game together. So we are IT people who learn banking, who learn sales, who learn marketing, and we are marketing people, banking people who learn IT. So I think that's the fun part.
Okay, let me ask you again a quite technical question. We are DevTalks, so I have to. Which are the most innovative technologies that you see right now in software development? And I'm also curious, what's the thing that worries the most developers, beside companies forcing them to come back to the office?
Yes. from a technology perspective, I think cloud is the most interesting topic currently. Yeah, and everybody more on the technological side. I think it's difficult for many big companies to find a clever way to adopt cloud. Obviously, new developments are quite easy, but even then, for example, you have the issue, and now we come to one of the challenges, that maybe having only one cloud provider is something that you as a banking customer see a bit dangerous. Yeah?
But is it easy for, let's say, a bank to work with 2 or 3 cloud providers?
Yes.
And I'm also thinking of regulation, because I remember that years ago, banks told us that you want to go in the cloud, but regulators are not so happy. They want to check, they want to see. So also this perspective, I think.
You know the industry. Our viewers maybe partially know the industry. It's heavily regulated, but it's good for the customer. So one way to use the cloud in a way that we get additional security and additional value for the customer is to make sure that when we go into the cloud, we use programming tools, techniques, frameworks that are independent of the cloud provider. So that, for example, it's possible to switch an application from Amazon Web Services to Google Cloud, to say something different. Yeah, and we have provided that. So as part of our plans, we have the possibility to also change the cloud provider. What we don't see multi-cloud environments. I think this was something that 1 or 2 years ago everybody was talking about. It's still work, and it's still something you really need to consider when you write a cloud application, that you are independent of the cloud provider. So that's one of the challenges I think that everybody has.
Thank you for sharing this. And now one final question. You said you have around 400 people, if I remember correctly. Do you plan to recruit even more? And if so, what's your take on this remote, hybrid, come back to the office? What's your attitude on this?
So yes, of course we are recruiting, and of course we have these discussions every day. I just come back from a very good session, and I fully agree what was said there. Let me repeat it for you. We want to learn together with our employees and with our managers what is the best and most productive way. We have gone fully remote in the pandemic, like I think a lot of other IT companies. We've gone back partially, and now we are in the phase where we said, okay, we have what have we learned from being partially in the office, partially at home, and now we have to find the synthesis. Now we have to find the best way of both worlds, and nobody knows an answer, but we know that we have to listen to our employees, and we take that very serious. And there is also not a situation where there is one solution for everybody in the bank. Yeah, we have different areas that have different requirements. Software engineers, we have people who work in operations. So we will listen to our employees and make sure that they feel at home, even if they're in the company.
Ok, thank you very much, and let me end this in the symmetrical way. Mulțumesc foarte mult, Thomas, pentru că ai fost astăzi alături de noi. Thank you very much. So, a fost, acum nu mai știu în ce limbă să vorbesc, în engleză sau în română, m-am încurcat un pic. A fost alături de noi Kolarik, care este vicepreședinte pentru IT și operațiuni în cadrul BCR, una dintre cele mai mari bănci de pe piața locală. Am discutat alături de el despre tendințe din industrie, despre subiectele pe care le-a abordat BCR aici la DevTalks. Ce am reținut: BCR are 400 de oameni în zona de IT, se uită să recruteze în continuare. Este una dintre companiile care se uită la ceea ce își doresc angajații și nu-i va obliga să se întoarcă la birou. Recrutările continuă, iar în ceea ce privește tendințele și cele mai importante lucruri discutate în industrie, am reținut zona de cloud. Kolarik a spus de mai multe ori că acesta este cel mai important subiect discutat în acest moment. Continuăm, deci, transmisia noastră de aici, de la DevTalks, o ediție specială a emisiunii ZF Live, de la DevTalks de aici din București, într-unul din turnurile Global Earth din Pipera și continuăm discuția alături de un alt invitat. De asemenea, vom trece la limba engleză și îmi face mare plăcere să-l introduc pe Amram Guttman, care este vicepreședinte R&D în cadrul Playtika. Hello and thank you very much for joining us today.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming today. Playtika, I think, is already starting to be a very well-known company here in the IT industry, in the business community. But still, share with us a few words, a few thoughts about what's Playtika doing and what's Playtika doing here in Romania.
Okay. First of all, have you seen our booth?
Of course, we are near it.
Yeah, this is the best booth that you have here. Okay, so we are one of the biggest mobile entertainment gaming companies in the world, and for sure one of the fast-growing companies. We have today in our portfolio 19 games, that 10 of them are in the top 100 games in the world. One thing very, very important to know about Playtika, we are developing new games. Having saying that, our main idea is also to make our users to play our games and to have some fun, meaning we are a technologic live operation company. We want people to come and play with our games every day. So on top of developing new games, this is our bread and butter. Here in Bucharest.
Yeah, share with us the name of some games, some titles.
We have
just a few.
One of the biggest bingo game in the world, the biggest poker game in the world, WSOP, bingo, board games. We are creating casual games and some of casino games. Here in Romania, we have an R&D center that we built around 4 years back, more or less. We have customer support here, I don't know, around 300 people, R&D more than 300 people. We are developing 2 big games of Playtika and some of the smallest games of Playtika as well. And this is Playtika in a nutshell.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing this. I was wondering, what's your take on this year's edition of DevTalks, on the subjects discussed here, and also share with us what kind of topics have you addressed here at the conference?
Come on, we are talking in personal. This is amazing. This is really, really exciting. I don't know, we waited for this in the last 2 years.
I think everyone got sick of too many online conferences.
It's even more than that. I think that the main problem with pandemic actually took us one step back. You know, in interaction, in innovation, in meeting others. And this industry actually is built on this kind of events, on human interaction, of us sitting together, discussing, meeting, you know, see how many people we have here. So I like it. I hope to know that from now on we are going to have the same event, you know, online. For us, we are hosting, you know, Java partner, the stage partner of the Java.
Okay.
We have 2 main speakers. I think one of them was Michael, that gave a very interesting presentation about the AI in Playtika. As I told you, we know how to personalize our games, that every person will feel that it's kind of built for himself, you know, built for him. So we are, I don't know, having around 9 terabytes of information every day. So our AI models and algorithm is something, you know, top notch. And Aline talked about the usability, how we are doing stuff in Playtika, how we are building platform in Playtika, and how the games actually are interconnected between themselves.
Speaking of this, what's your take? Which are the most interesting trends that you see right now in the industry?
Good question. Again, trend is something that's coming and going, but
yeah.
I think that, you know, there are all the buzzwords that we are talking about, you know, 5G, metaverse, NFT, blockchain. So it's not ending. In my head, I think the trend that we are seeing, and it's not going to stop, I think that AI, also the topic to discuss, it's something that it's just, you know, started to move faster and faster. I read an article about, you know, Dell, that what they did actually, they create a machine that you can tell this machine, hey, please paint me, I don't know, a couple sitting, drinking coffee in the winter in a restaurant. And you're getting it. And it's amazing. And just think what it will cost to companies, you know, like Playtika, that using, you know, UI, UX. So I think that the trend that we are going to see in the coming year or two, it's how companies will become more efficient, and how this kind of technology will help them to move faster time to market, and to deliver, more interesting stuff to our, to the game, to the players, to the users.
Speaking of technologies, which are the most innovative technologies that you see in software development? And also another question now, because we are at DevTalks, in your opinion, what worries the most the developers, besides companies forcing them to come back to the office?
Interesting question. So as I mentioned, technologies, I think that I mentioned, the main technology that we have now in the market. But I will refer to your second question, because this is much more interesting in my eyes.
Okay.
Because what will keep at the end, people in the company as developers, yes, it's technology a bit. But I think that today they're looking for two main things. Grow, how they can grow their career. And the second thing is if they are doing something meaningful. Meaning how they are contributing, to the world by doing what they are doing. This is what people are looking, this is what will keep people in companies. I can say for sure that in Playtika these two things are in the top of our priority. First, we really believe that every person deserves to play. We have infinite ways to play. We have, 19 games. Every person can find something to play with. And we are doing something meaningful. We are bringing joy and fun to the world. And regarding the grow, we put a lot of effort on this. Only this year we developed a new platform for learning, meaning every person can come to the platform and learn new things. We established an exchange program. Developers can go to other sites, sit there for 2 weeks, learn how they are working, return, and to teach us. So in my eyes, companies need to invest time on the grow and to do something that is meaningful.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing this. And one final question. If you plan to grow even more here in Romania, if you plan to recruit more people, and if so, if you can share what kind of skills are you looking for? Is it in the support department, in the software development part?
Okay, so the answer is of course yes. We are not stopping. Playtika is looking all the time for talent people. We have open positions. Romania actually became one of our most strategic sites here on Playtika. We have more than 300 people here. And we are looking all the time to grow and to find the right people. We stayed here because when we built it, we found an amazing and smart people. I can tell you a secret that we are going to start a new project here that related to the NFT and blockchain that will be managed mainly from Romania.
Okay.
We are looking for people that with this knowledge of blockchain, NFT, Java people. So we will not stop here in Romania until all the best people will be with us.
Okay, so if you know Java, if you know NFT, if you know blockchain, go to Playtika and apply. They have some nice jobs for you. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure and see you next time.
Yeah, hopefully. Am discutat cu Playtika, așa cum spunea invitatul nostru, compania are câteva sute de oameni în București și continuă să recruteze, are planuri de a continua expansiunea. Una dintre zonele de interes pentru recrutare este în zona de tehnologii NFT și blockchain, deci cei care au cunoștințe în zona aceasta pot să arunce un ochi și pe site-ul Playtika să vadă dacă găsesc ceva interesant. Din punct de vedere al discuției, se întorc programatorii sau nu la birou, o temă pe care am abordat-o de mai multe ori în aceste zile. Invitatul nostru a spus că oamenii își doresc, în primul rând, dincolo de acest lucru, își doresc să afle ce posibilități de dezvoltare au în cadrul companiilor. Mergem mai departe cu transmisia noastră live de aici, de la DevTalks, și continuăm alături de domnul Tudor Ziman, care este director Product Software Engineering în cadrul Wolters Kluwer. Hello and thank you very much for joining us today.
Hello and thank you for your invitation.
First of all, let's discuss a little bit who is Wolters Kluwer and what kind of operations do you have here in Romania?
Yeah, so Wolters Kluwer is a huge company that has multiple digital expert solutions in different fields. It has been in Romania since more than 10 years, and with high focus in software development. And since January, we have opened a new division, a new expert solution called Enablon, which I'm responsible for. And Enablon focuses on 360-degree risk management platform.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing this. Now, I was wondering, what's your take on this year's edition of DevTalks, on the subjects that were discussed here? And maybe you can share with us what kind of topics have you addressed at the conference?
Yeah, so it's been very interesting. It's a very nice vibe to see that people get to finally meet each other after a few years of isolation and lack of social interaction, or of direct social interaction. There have been very interesting presentations. I have also attended a few of them online. So it's congratulations to the organizer. I think it's great to see we are having this kind of events in Romania. And for us, we are having our masterclass presentation from 2 o'clock local time. It will be a common topic from two divisions of Wolters Kluwer. One from one of my colleagues in Cluj that has been with the company for a lot of years, and he will present a topic related to modernizing platforms around Java. And two of my colleagues from Paris, from Enablon, will present a very interesting topic about the data platform that we are building up to enhance our data services in our platform.
One of the things that we were trying to find from our guests during these 3 days, during the interviews that we have taken here, is which are the most interesting trends that they see in the industry. So please share with us what's your view on this topic.
Yes, I think we all know the mega trends today. So for sure, AI was started. So the AI trend was started a few years ago, and it's starting to grow more organically in the last years, and it will be for sure a major topic. Then again, edge computing, for sure, cybersecurity, and virtual reality. I think this topic around virtual reality is going to grow a lot in the next years.
Thank you for sharing that. And now, as we are at a conference which is dedicated to developers, I'd like to ask you the same as we did with our guests. Which are, in your view, the most innovative technologies that you see in the software development field? And also, what do you think worries the most developers today?
So related to technologies, I think it's all related to what I mentioned before. So approaches using machine learning, cloud computing, and so on, cybersecurity. I wouldn't say necessarily worry. I hope that software developers don't worry so much, but I think the focus for them is a lot on a feeling of belonging, on a feeling of growing and using new technologies. I think it's clear. Everybody's trying to upgrade their skills and learn new things, and I think we are in an extremely productive environment at the moment for this. So we are also trying to enhance innovation, foster it, and help our colleagues to grow and have a feeling of belonging and connection to the company, while also I think it's important that you have a sense of doing something, doing an added value to society, and I think the product that we are working on gives the colleagues this feeling.
Thank you for your answers. I was wondering if you can share with us if you are planning to continue growing on the Romanian market, and also speaking of this, the need of belonging. What's your take on this hot topic that we have seen in the IT industry about remote work, hybrid work, coming back to the office? What can you share? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so first, regarding our growth, Wolters Kluwer is going to continue the growth, especially for Enablon, the division I'm responsible for in Romania. We have started this year, so it's obvious we need to ramp up a lot. We are focusing on building up teams around AI and data services, and also mobile development. So this is the focus for us in the next period. Related to belonging, I think companies need to continue to be adaptive, to be flexible, and step by step reach a certain balance of working remotely and working on site. And I think it's important to connect with the people. There's a lot of effort that needs to be done by the companies to make the colleagues feel connected, even if we're talking about virtual or hands-on human direct interaction. So I feel that we will see a trend in the next months and in the next years for partly coming back to the office for sure, but we still need to give space and time for the colleagues that are used to working from home and had great results so far in the last 2 years.
Mr. Ziman, thank you very much for joining us today and for sharing your thoughts and some data about what's happening in the industry, in the software development side. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we are looking forward to meet you again, hopefully offline next time.
Yeah, thank you very much also for the invitation, and congratulations again for organizing everything. So thank you.
Thank you. Mulțumim foarte mult. A fost alături de noi Tudor Ziman de la Wolters Kluwer. Dintre cele mai importante idei pe care le-am reținut în urma discuției, compania își continuă planurile de extindere pe piața locală. De asemenea, compania se uită la ceea ce își doresc angajații, nu există o abordare radicală, să spunem, în a le cere angajaților să se întoarcă la birou, un lucru pe care l-am văzut în mod constant pe durata acestor 3 zile în discuțiile cu cele mai importante companii de IT care au fost prezente aici la DevTalks. Ne îndreptăm spre finalul emisiunii și spre finalul transmisiilor, seriei noastre de transmisii live de aici, de la DevTalks, cea mai importantă conferință dedicată dezvoltatorilor de software și profesioniștilor din IT. ZF a trimis aici o întreagă echipă pentru a realiza această transmisie. E vorba de echipa condusă de Lucian Dimitriu, de Dragoș Dinu, care este producător, de asemenea din redacție Alexandra Cepăranu, care se uită la aceste interviuri și transmite mai departe către audiența noastră, către dumneavoastră, cele mai importante teme. Iar acum vorbim pe ultimul invitat cu care discutăm astăzi în cadrul emisiunii, este Răzvan Sighinaș, care este Executive Director și Chief Information Officer la ING Bank. Bună ziua, bine ați venit alături de noi.
Bună ziua, mulțumesc și salutări tuturor celor care ne urmăresc.
La fel ca și în cazul altor invitați, ING este o bancă bine cunoscută, nu cred că mai are nevoie de o prezentare, dar cred că putem să discutăm un pic la început despre ce se întâmplă în zona de IT pe care o coordonați.
Da, mulțumim. Într-adevăr, noi nu suntem o prezență nouă în piața din România, avem peste 27 de ani în piață și cu toate astea sper că ne păstrăm o prezență proaspătă tot timpul, iar ingredientul din spatele acestei prospețimi cred că este tot timpul digitalizarea, care a fost o parte din ADN-ul nostru de la început și în modul în care interacționăm cu angajații noștri, dar și cu clienții, bineînțeles. În zona de IT, în ultimii ani am avut o creștere foarte importantă și ca număr de angajați. Suntem în momentul de față aproximativ 25% din angajații băncii parte din organizația de IT, dar și ca natură și complexitatea challenge-urilor pe care le oferim unor astfel de profesioniști. Trendul ăsta vedem că se va păstra în continuare, pentru că ultimii 2 ani de zile au confirmat, cred că strategia aceasta digitală a noastră este cea sănătoasă pe care noi ne-o dorim, dar și clienții noștri și partenerii noștri și-o doresc. Și pe fondul ăsta continuăm investiții foarte mult mai departe și în dezvoltarea canalelor noastre digitale, în integrarea ofertelor noastre și produselor noastre cu tot felul de ecosisteme din jurul nostru și, bineînțeles, prin asta să aducem noi experiențe și noi servicii clienților noștri. Așa că continuăm în continuare să creștem competențele noastre digitale, să creștem numărul de ingineri care lucrează pe subiecte de genul cloud, de genul date, inteligență artificială, noi experiențe, noi soluții la nivel de canale și de mecanisme de interacțiune cu clienții noștri. Și văd iarăși și în DevTalks că ăsta nu e ceva neapărat rar în piață. E în mințile și în discursurile, cred că, tuturor din industrie în momentul ăsta.
Mulțumesc foarte mult pentru răspuns. Ați trecut așa prin toate zonele. Mi-aduceam aminte în timp ce vă ascultam cum cu ceva ani în urmă încă se discuta așa cu oarecare mirare cât de mult a crescut Home Bank, cât de mult a crescut canalul digital, încă era așa ceva, wow, ce creștere, acum a început să ni se pară firesc. Și revenind la ce se întâmplă aici la DevTalks, vreau să vă întreb cum vi se par subiectele abordate în acest an și care au fost subiectele pe care le-ați abordat în cadrul conferinței voi din cadrul ING Bank.
În cadrul conferinței noi am fost sponsori și apropiați mai mult de stage-ul de security, de subiectele de security, dar avem colegi care au fost parte din toate topicele pe care s-au dezvoltat pe parcursul celor 3 zile. Așa că ce am contribuit noi mai mult în conferință a fost poate în a oferi o înțelegere partenerilor și profesioniștilor care au participat la conferință vis-a-vis de abordarea noastră în zona de securitate, cum îmbinăm nevoia de securitate cu nevoia de viteză, cu nevoia de agilitate, ce înseamnă asta din punct de vedere a competențelor oamenilor din ING, ce înseamnă din punct de vedere al proceselor și tehnologiilor pe care le folosim. Așa că sper că am reușit să dăm o înțelegere foarte aplicată și, de ce nu, sperăm și alții să poată să o folosească vis-a-vis de cum îmbinăm aceste lucruri. Însă și alte subiecte sunt foarte relevante pentru noi. Am văzut în conferință în ultimele 3 zile o aplicare către zona de date, cloud, inteligență artificială și noțiunile astea, deși deseori în contextul unei conferințe sunt foarte catchy, sunt foarte... E greu să nu fii de acord cu valoarea pe care o aduc, nu fac decât să mă pună pe gânduri totuși vis-a-vis de cât de mult avem de lucru noi ca societate pentru a vedea într-adevăr valoarea asta materializându-se într-adevăr în jurul nostru. Avem multă de muncă și în a ne înțelege datoriile, să zicem, care le avem din urmă. Noi ca societate am progresat foarte rapid pe calea asta a digitalizării și foarte accelerat în ultimii ani de zile, dar cred că sunt multe goluri de recuperat din urmă. Și bineînțeles ce înseamnă asta pentru piața forței de muncă, pentru sistemul educațional din România, pentru infrastructura națională, pentru că vorbim practic de o digitalizare radicală a modelelor de operare de la toate aceste nivele. Și pentru a putea aduce în practică valoarea pe care o vedem în tehnologiile astea, avem mult de muncă în față și trebuie să ne pregătim și să investim cu seriozitate în lucrurile astea.
Ați ridicat multe subiecte importante și grele, am avea nevoie de mai mult timp, doar așa ca să le trecem în revistă. Așa că o să trec peste, nu intru în discuția asta acum, deși aveți mare dreptate. Zona de educație în tehnologie, în transformare digitală, în a utiliza nu Facebook și Instagram, ci de a utiliza, aplicații Word, de a face niște lucruri în Excel și așa mai departe, e o zonă care ar trebui să ne preocupe mai mult. Să revenim însă la DevTalks, tehnologii. O întrebare pe care am adresat-o tuturor invitaților pe durata acestor 3 zile a fost care sunt, în opinia dumneavoastră, cele mai interesante și inovative tehnologii pe care le observați în industrie. Am primit răspunsuri foarte interesante. Sunt curios să-l aud și pe al dumneavoastră.
Cred că suntem într-un punct în care acești cicli industriali sunt destul de clari. Cam vorbim de aceleași noțiuni, vorbim de adopția cloud-ului, vorbim de big data, analytics, machine learning și acum suntem în momentul în care intrăm în faza de implementare, ca să zic așa. Și este interesant modul în care tehnologiile astea vin să afecteze tot ceea ce facem, vin să afecteze modul în care oferim securitate, de exemplu în acest context. Așa că am apreciat foarte mult, să zic așa, în conferințele astea, abordarea foarte asumată vis-a-vis de subiectele astea și modul în care ne uităm acum la implicațiile mai largi. Deci, pentru mine personal, cred că conceptul de securitate în contextul ăsta e unul care m-a bucurat foarte mult să-l văd prezentat foarte, foarte bine și asumat și sunt foarte multe soluții și în acest spațiu pe care le-am văzut prezentate și aplicate, de ce nu deja în România.
Mulțumesc foarte mult și o întrebare pentru finalul discuției. Ce planuri aveți în continuare? Vă uitați să mai creșteți echipa și dacă da, ce tip de, cunoștințe tehnice căutați?
Ne uităm în continuare să mai creștem echipa atât în bancă, dar și în centrul global de soluții pe care îl avem aici în România. Noi avem în România peste 1500 de ingineri între cele două entități și challenge-urile sunt foarte diverse aici. Într-adevăr, vorbim de dezvoltare de aplicații mobile, vorbim de big data, vorbim de soluții specifice nouă, aplicabilități ale conceptelor ăstora în concepte noi pentru engine-uri de plată, engine-uri de fraudă. Așa că oferim foarte multe challenge-uri pentru astfel de minți care chiar vor să construiască lucruri care nu există nicăieri în industrie. Și în consecința asta sunt, să zic așa, foarte ofertante pentru un panel larg de angajați, pentru dezvoltatori de tehnologii de acestea, pentru ingineri Scala, Java, pentru ingineri de platforme mobile, dar și pentru ingineri din zona de cloud, infrastructură, biz DevOps și nu în ultimul rând pentru zona de product management, pentru că atât în bancă cât și în centrul de soluții de aici construim aceste lucruri end-to-end. Așa că viziunea de produs, partea de arhitectură și product lifecycle este una foarte importantă și necesită competențe și o aplicare către toate aceste discipline implicate în procesul ăsta. Așa că, da, creștem, credem că oportunitățile de investiție sunt foarte mari în România și credem în talentul românesc și facem asta nu numai în București, lucrăm hibrid, angajăm colegi de oriunde din România și integrăm în modul nostru de lucru, așa că avem foarte multe oferte foarte interesante pentru oameni care vor să aibă un impact.
Mulțumesc foarte mult pentru discuția foarte interesantă și pentru că v-ați făcut timp să participați astăzi la emisiune. Sper ca data viitoare, când ne reconectăm, să fie offline.
Așa să fie.
Mulțumesc foarte mult. Am discutat cu Răzvan Sighinaș, Executive Director și Chief Information Officer în cadrul ING Bank Romania, așa o constantă pe durata discuțiilor din aceste 3 zile și ING Bank se uită în continuare să recruteze oameni în zona de IT, iar ce aș reține din discuția pe care am avut-o cu Răzvan Sighinaș ar fi concentrarea pe zona de securitate și pe zona de educație în tehnologie. Ne apropiem, de fapt ce nu ne apropiem, punem capăt aici seriei noastre de transmisii, de ediții speciale a emisiunii ZF Live, de aici de la DevTalks, cea mai importantă conferință dedicată dezvoltatorilor software și profesioniștilor din IT, o conferință care s-a desfășurat în format hibrid, câteva sute de oameni aici offline, alte câteva mii conectate online la scenele care au fost organizate special de organizatori de Catalyst România pentru ediția din acest an. Foarte multe subiecte interesante. Le mulțumesc colegilor care au făcut posibilă transmisiunea. Vă mulțumim foarte mult pentru că ne-ați urmărit. La revedere!